You're gonna look like a creep. Like try to see what you're using. But I'm not moving.
Here, let me spray you with some.
This setting spray for the back.
Literally using setting spray to tame down the flyaways.
Literally.
So beautiful. She loves it, and I'll look down at you. Yeah. She loves it.
I'm here. That would be a good. It's like when you're not used to recording yourself.
I know.
She loves it.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. I have Kamila Bravo with me.
Hi,
I love
guys.
this girl.
I'm so excited to be here.
Super sweet, super talented. Another talented makeup artist. She's huge on Instagram and YouTube. She also works on clients, which I admire. And she did this makeup look, you guys. I'm not into cut creases, like as you guys know, but she does such a beautiful job that it's motivating me and inspiring me to do more of a cut crease kind of look. I was actually
a little bit intimidated though, because she's super talented. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys, if you're following her, it's because it's true. Like she's amazing. She does beautiful work, and I'm so excited that I got. It was actually you know, like I just felt special doing her makeup that she was okay with it. Because,
of course, and I love it. Like I love this makeup, and I'm sad that I'm actually just gonna have to take it off and go to sleep. Because it's almost midnight.
That's how I feel. It's like, I need to go out somewhere tonight.
Yes. A lot of people ask me, can you do your favorite bridal look? And I figured, like, what better face to do a bridal look, right?
I mean, she did amazing.
You look stunning.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to let you guys know that if you want to see this look and this look as well, make sure you're following Kamila. And you'll be able to see both looks, which we used two totally different techniques. We use some of the same techniques, but different techniques as well. So you're going to learn from both of us. And then we also used totally different products for my look and her look. Yeah. So yeah, don't forget to check out Kamila's page. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like and comment. Let me know what you thought of these two looks on the comments below. I'm just going to use 2 or 3 drops of the Elcie Glow Enhancer.
I love this thing.
Love it too, because you have more drier skin, right? Although I use this even on clients that don't have dry skin because it is a dry oil. And you can use any brush for it. When I use this on myself, I use it directly with my fingers, but on clients, I'm treating Kamila as a client since we're doing a bridal look. I like to use a brush. Using Burberry Nude Radiance #1 Fresh Glow, it makes the foundation just look so glowy all around. The way that I describe this primer to people, I describe this primer as that J-Lo glow. So you don't have a glow just on the cheeks, you have a glow all over your face.
Wow, it feels silky.
Yeah, and whenever I apply this all over my face and I go somewhere, I get the most compliments on my skin.
The Rainforest of the Sea from Tarte. And I'm almost running out, but she's trying it out and see if she...
So I've never used this foundation.
Likes it.
So as you guys know, I'm obsessed with the G2 Morphe brush, which I use on myself all the time. And I'm using it on Kamila now, and I go on stippling motion. I don't buff the foundation. I just kind of like dab the foundation on the skin. I feel like for me, that's the best way to apply foundation. How do you apply your foundation? Do you do this kind of motion, or are you more of a beauty blender user?
I think I do both. I mean, it's like depending how I'm feeling. I use more of the sponge. But yeah, I don't know. But when I do use the brush, I like to do like what you're doing, and then I go and then I stipple it. But using literally the tip of the brush. Like literally the tip. Like you're really not even touching the skin. So you avoid like any lines or
any
just
movement too. Because you don't want to move the foundation. You want to just apply it to the skin.
Exactly.
I feel like when you're buffing it too hard, you end up moving the product too much.
You end up not putting anything on.
Yeah. You end up like wiping the foundation away.
Exactly.
And so whatever's left on the brush now, I just pretty much go on her eyelids. Close your eyes, please. I just go all over the eyelids just to kind of even out the eyelids in case the client has like redness on the eyes, or you could see like veins. That way this just kind of gives you like a nice canvas all around.
That's what I did too.
And Kamila is actually based out of Philly. And she does clients as well. She does weddings too. So if you're a Philly follower, instead of calling me to come all the way to Philly, you have Kamila.
There we go.
I love the coverages of this foundation.
And this actually has SPF. And it wore amazing in Hawaii. And you won't believe it. Like Like, I went in the water and everything.
Really?
I have a couple of people, did you go in the water? I was like, your makeup looks like you didn't go in the water. It's like, well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it really works really well. I know some people don't like when foundations have SPF, but I really never had any issues with flashing. And it all depends. Some foundations that do have SPF become really heavy and really like tacky. Yeah, it doesn't have like a good texture, but this one, it's like liquidy. It's just, you don't feel the SPF, like, and it's just like sets kind of like satin finish. I just love it.
No, I'm loving the coverage of this foundation. Like, it's definitely giving you, I mean, you have flawless skin to begin with, but it's definitely giving you like this overall glow. So now I'm just going to use Shape Tape Concealer by Tarte with a mini beauty blender. Look up at the ceiling for me, and just again in stippling motion with a beauty blender as well. So I never used to like using a beauty blender actually, and I used to always use a brush, like a fluffy blending brush for the concealer, until Denise, you know, Makeup by Denise, she was like, no, girl, you have to give it a try just for your concealer. If you don't want to use a beauty blender for foundation, at least use it for concealer. She was like, it's going to change your life. And it really has. Like, nothing like a beauty blender applies concealer. I feel like it just, there's no streaks, there's no marks. And whenever I do concealer, I always do one eye at a time. So I'm not going to do concealer on the other eye before I set this, because I feel like, look up at the ceiling. I feel like if I were to go do the other side, the other eye, this is going to start to crease. So first I do one eye, set it, and then I go back to the other eye.
That's a really cool tip.
Yeah, because imagine now the amount of time I'm going to take blending this eye, this is definitely going to crease.
I actually thought you were going to say something completely different.
Really?
I thought you were going to say the reason why you did it. I didn't, well, because I didn't, when I was listening, I didn't think that you were going to say that you also set it. I actually blend one eye, then I blend the other, and then I set. Obviously, I have to go back and retouch because it gets creasy, but that makes sense.
Yeah, just do one eye at a time instead of doing both eyes at the same time.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And now I'm just going to be using the Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Powder, and it actually smells like peaches. So when I set the concealer, I never bake. And now I'm not going to use a translucent powder for the rest of the face. I'm actually going to set the entire foundation with a different powder. So I'm actually going to use medium luminous face powder by Girlactik. Use this powder on people who are oily because it's going to give you like a little bit of a glow, but since Kamila's dry, it's fine. Yeah, look, a piece of hair there that's probably going to itch you if I don't move it. Now I'm going to use Cabo Matte Bronzer by Girlactik as well. Pretty much contour her face very lightly. I'm not huge on contour, and like she kind of has a small forehead, so you don't have to do much on the forehead. And just focus mostly on the cheeks pretty much.
Oh yes, focus on those cheeks. I need all the focus there.
No, you have great cheeks. And I'm just using Morphe E54 brush. Yeah, using the same powder I was using for the under eyes, for the concealer. I'm just using this bacon method. But I don't leave this on for too long because I also don't want to see like a sharp line either. You look like you have a white beard. For blush, I'm going to use Amazemint by Dose of Colors. And then I'm just going to use this tapered blush by Dose of Colors. Pretty much go right over the contour. Wait, I was just thinking the other day, because like I was looking at my schedule and like it was like, oh, I'm doing the video with Kamila. How did we meet?
I don't
remember. How did we meet?
I don't remember either.
I mean, I know it has to do with social media, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But, oh, Motive Strip.
Yes, Motive Strip. But I feel like we didn't talk too much in Motive Strip though.
We talked like the last night. Yeah.
I feel like we've been to so many events together, but I guess we haven't, right?
No, we have. I can't think now.
Yeah.
For the highlight, I'll be using this Ambient Metallic Strobe Lighting Palette by Hourglass. Turn your face towards the camera so they can see that highlight.
Ooh, yes.
Look how pretty this highlight is. And I just bring it up to the brow a little bit. These Hourglass highlights are perfect because they're not that strong compared to other highlights. I feel like these have a more subtle highlight. Do you agree?
Yes. They're more like, and they also like melt into the skin really nicely.
Yeah, it doesn't have that chunky feel.
Exactly. Because there are some highlights that don't blend well with your skin.
No.
It's just weird. Like the texture, it's not good.
And now we're going to move on to eyes.
Yay.
I'm going to use my usual Painterly paint pot. Using a MAC 252 brush, I'm just going to apply this all over the lid. And the way I prime the eyes is I prime one eye at a time, kind of like the concealer. I don't prime both eyes at the same time because I feel like by the time I'm done doing this eye, the primer will dry on the other eye. So I work one eye at a time. I'll be using my favorite Jaclyn Hill palette with Morphe. You guys know this is like one of my ride or die palettes. And I'm using a medium sweeper E54 by Sigma. So I'll be putting those two colors that I showed you guys pretty much mixed together all over the lower lid space area and just in tap-in motion. This color, every time I use this color combo on my brides, I get, whenever I post a picture of the brides with the eyes looking down, I get so many people asking me, what's on her eyelid? And it's always like, it's never just one color.
It's hard, you know, because you want to tell them exactly what it is, but it's like you mix.
And a lot
so
of
many
times,
colors.
a lot of times these palettes don't even have names, so I can't tell them.
Yeah.
So for the crease and the outer corner, pretty much for the transition color, I'm using number 247 Smith Cosmetic brush. And you guys know I love Smith Cosmetics brushes. They're so soft and they blend the makeup so seamlessly. The reason why I'm using Soft Brown by MAC for the transition color is because the only thing that this Jaclyn Hill palette is lacking, which I feel like I've told you guys before, is the perfect transition color for me, for my taste of how I like the makeup to look. I feel like the ones that are on the palette are a little bit too orangey for my taste. Let's do that inner corner highlight. And then for the inner corner highlight, I'm using a Dose of Colors pencil brush. I love this inner corner highlight. It's so pretty. Now I'm going to take a Smith 230 brush, which is more of a tapered blending brush. The other ones were fluffier. And now we're just going to darken just the outer corner area. At first, I stamp the product in place and then I blend. And then whatever's left on the brush, I'm just going to bring it a little bit into the crease area. Pretty much placing the majority of the product on the outer corner of the eye and then fanning it out into like almost like a V shape. So we give her like a nice cat eye look with just eyeshadow and bringing whatever's left on the brush just into the rest of the crease and going closer to the inner corner, just so there's like some depth into her eyes.
It's a lot of, ooh, oh my God, I love that. And especially, I want you guys to really pay close attention of how soft she's working on the eye and with the brush, because she doesn't even have translucent powder to hold onto whatever is falling out.
And there's barely any fallout.
That looks beautiful. That looks like it's cut already, and you didn't even use a concealer.
Yeah.
Wow.
So because you have, I work with a small amount of product.
A small amount and be gentle. Don't try to blend and squeeze the brush like.
Yeah, and like, don't try to blend like, let's pretend on this side. Don't try to like, when you blend, don't go crazy and like do this.
Exactly.
You have to be very precise and very slow with your movements. I don't like to use a shimmery highlight really on the brow bone. So I'm going to use a matte skin color eyeshadow actually from MAC. It's called Orb. And I just feel like it's not really my style to have a shimmery brow bone. I prefer a matte or satin. I also like satin texture, which has a little, satin usually has like a little bit of shine, but it doesn't have like that boom in your face kind of highlight. And then I always take a clean brush at the end and I just kind of, this is when you can be a little bit more messy, but this is also because the brush has no product. So all I'm doing is making sure that the brow bone highlight and the transition color are blended seamlessly. So now I'll be taking one of my favorite brown liners, or just liners in general. This is Teddy by MAC. It's a brown liner with gold flecks in it. Very subtle gold flecks. You can only really see it if you're up close. And I'm just going to line the top of her eye, and then I'm going to smudge it. My personal preference would be to not do like a harsh black wing liner. However, the majority of my brides are Albanian and they love that. So I do what the bride likes, obviously. This is a look that I would, if the bride gave me freedom to do whatever I wanted, this is what I would do. And now I'm taking a pencil brush. You can use any pencil brush. I'm using the Stephanie Nicole pencil brush, which comes in a brush kit. And I'm just smudging the liner, smudging it a little bit into a wing.
I love that look.
Same color I used for the crease on the outer corner, the darker color here, it's the same colors that I'll be using on top of the liner. You could leave the liner just like this, or you could set it with an eyeshadow on top. Using Teddy as well for the bottom lash line, not the waterline, just the lash line. And now I'm using a dark tone shimmery brown for the bottom. And just using that pencil brush by Stephanie Nicole, the same one that I was using for the top, to smudge out the bottom liner and also to add the shadow. We're going to be using Benefit's Roller Lash Mascara. This is her own mascara. And when it comes to brows, I always brush them up first with a spoolie. On Kamila, even though she's got like a darker hair color, I'm still going to use soft brown Dipbrow. So I focus the majority of the product in the area where she needs it, which is like just this area right here. And then whatever's left on the brush, I go at the beginning of the brow, because you don't want the beginning of the brow to be too harsh and dramatic. And then also whatever's left on the brush, I'm using on the top of her brows, just very lightly. She already is blessed with like really pretty thick brows, so we don't have to. And these are the Iconic Light, the famous Iconic Light by House of Lashes. They're just, you cannot go wrong with these lashes. If you're a bride and you want the most beautiful lashes, like these are some of the best. Oh, so pretty. So pretty.
I'm feeling myself.
Do you feel like a bride? Do you feel like you want to get married to Brian all over again?
I think let's get Brian. Let's get married all over again. It looks really good. Look at the eyeshadow. Oh my god, I'm so impressed.
We're gonna move on to lips. I'm gonna use Nude lip pencil by Jouer, and I'm just going to outline the lips a little bit. I'm gonna do a glossy lip on her, so I'm not going to go too crazy with the lip pencil since I'm only doing a gloss, because I don't want the lip pencil to be too dramatic and show more than the gloss, if you guys know what I mean. And then for the lip gloss, I'm going to use On Repeat Lip Gloss by Dose of Colors. And obviously on myself, I would just use the gloss directly, but on my clients, I always use a brush because I don't double dip. So I put the lip gloss on my hand, on the back of my hand, and then I just use a nice small brush to apply on the lips.
Same.
I really like this Morphe brush. It's actually like an eyeshadow brush, but I use it for lips. It's synthetic.
So pretty. I'm in love. You did an amazing job. I wish I had like the whole reaction, but I saw the process, which was fun.
Yeah.
But you did amazing. These lashes are so beautiful.
I love them. And they're not like, because you have a big eyelid space, they're not really overpowering on you, these lashes.
Because that's another thing, you know, some lashes overpower the eye and the eyeshadow, so you can't really see, but I still can see everything. I just love it.
I love it too.
Can I go marry again? Can I go somewhere?
So
Can I go somewhere tonight?
For the setting spray, I'm going to use the Galani Lustrous Facial Mist that you guys know I'm obsessed with. And this is the final look. I hope you guys liked it. And if you loved it and want to recreate it, please don't forget to tag me in your pictures. I know a lot of you have been requesting this bridal look, and I figured Kamila would have the perfect face to do it, and I thought it came out so beautiful. I enjoyed doing Kamila's makeup. This bridal makeup look that I've been wanting to do for a while looks perfect on Kamila, and I hope you guys love it too. If you do recreate this makeup look, please tag me on Instagram, and don't forget to follow Kamila. She does such beautiful, clean makeup. She does the kind of makeup that I like to do. She's one of those people that if a bride wanted to book me and I wasn't available, I would totally feel 150% safe and confident to let her do the bride because she does very similar makeup like me. Hence the makeup that she did on me. It looks stunning. So yeah, don't forget to follow her, and I will have all her info on the description box. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click the bell button. That'll remind you anytime I post a new video. And yeah, don't forget to comment, like, and I'll see you guys next time. Get that water in, girl.
This is how you drink water when you have lipstick on.